And with that said, we got a gentleman that's going to be bringing the heat, the thunder, the lightning from South Carolina. I want to thank him for all his teachings because he makes it so plain. He goes right back to our back office, show us things that we miss out on. Good morning. And he goes into depth, and I thank him for it. And ladies and gentlemen, can we give a warm welcome to Regional Director, Mr. Curtis Evans.
Hello, everybody. Glad to have you on. Thank you, Al, for Mr. Thomas for such a great, warm introduction. Yeah, our business is just starting to go. I can feel it. I hope you guys can feel it in your bones sometimes. And I'll tell you, when I first got started with the business, I got started and I got off to a really fast start. My biggest problem when I first got started wasn't learning the business presentation, wasn't delivering the business presentation. My biggest problem was I was shocked, absolutely shocked when I got into the company, my former company, and that how many people were complaining over all of those years, all the years that I knew them, they were complaining about the man, the boss, whatever, the company, nobody cares about them. And they need to make more money. They're getting out of here, this, that, and other thing. And they were on and on and on. So when I saw the presentation and I signed up. It took me a while. I didn't believe it at first. But when I finally believed it, and when I finally understood it, I signed up. I didn't have the money to get started. And I'll tell anybody, if you don't have the money to get started, go borrow it, okay? Get it off your credit card, your debit card, go borrow $100 from one person, $100 from somebody else, and $100 from somebody else. Take your $24 and throw it in and get going, okay? With people that get things done, busy people that get things done, okay? And that's why you want somebody busy. Somebody says they don't have nothing to do, I'm just sitting around. You say, well, you got time to do this. No, chances are they won't. You really want to sign up a busy person because a busy person knows how to get things done. Okay, they can do 5, 6 things. You find any woman that you've run into can multitask. They can do this, that, and the other thing, and do all 4 or 5 of them very, very well. And so you really want to find busy people that know a lot of people that are influential, and then show them the plan. Okay, now don't prejudge, and I just did, but sometimes a stud will lead you to I can't remember how that thing goes, Mr. Thomas. Sometimes a dud will lead you to a stud. Okay, so you really got to just keep talking to everybody, and you're looking for someone that's hungry and they're ready to go. And there is no better time to get started than now. Now, when I first got started, things were, and I don't want to get too political here because I'm a political animal, but generally when people are in an uproar and people are worried about their jobs, they're worried about what's going on around them really, really bad, your business is about to explode because now your message is hitting on what? People listening. I mean, it's a difference between hearing and listening. Okay, so somebody heard you before, now they're listening, okay? And so if you would have signed up me on a particular day, I worked at a facility as a HR guy, and I had 2,000 people complaining about everything under the sun. So I thought I'd go back and sign up 2,000 IBOs. I signed up 2,000 IBOs because everybody was complaining about everything all the time, this, that, the other thing, dog, cat, hat, rat. I got something I want to show you. So I had a bunch of them come to my house one Sunday night, and guess what? Nobody showed up. I mean, a bunch of food, nobody showed up. But I'm a hard nut to crack. When I get in something, I'm in it to win it. And I may not be today, and it may not be tomorrow. My business really took off after the second or third year is when I figured out there are people that just talking. They're just talking. They're complaining. And so you have to learn how to have some thick skin. And if they're your brother, mother, sister, uncle, aunt, you got to they're still your brother, sister, uncle, aunt. You love them, but you got to move on. Because just imagine if you had a group of people and you never knew a top money earner, someone that's going to get into business. So at first we go to our warm market. You all know this, go to your warm market, but you have to at some point learn to go to your cold market. You got to, and the cold market will go to their warm market, and that's what you do. So it took me a while to learn that. Once I started learning that, and something changed, like Mr. Cooper's told me, he told me personally, he said, you were working hard. He said, and something changed in the world. Something in the world changed. And when something in the world changed, people got really concerned. I'll tell you what it was. In 2001, some airplanes ran into a building in New York, and everybody was concerned about what was going on. Jobs became, it just, the whole world went to hell in a handbasket. And all of a sudden, people were looking at the business. They were looking at what I need to do, what I need to do, what do you have to do? And then when they got into business, they came back with more people. They would bring back more people because everybody was listening. So we're at this crazy time right now where I think you're going to have a lot of people listening. They're going to be listening, not hearing, but they're going to be listening. So we got to make sure that we're ready to do. But one thing that I want to bring to you today was this. What do you want? Okay. What's going to be the story of your life? How are you going to make this big change in your life that's going to not, so that you're not so much worried about the U.S. economy, you're not so much worried about the state economy or the local economy. You're worried about Miss Gloria Foster's economy. You worry about Harrison Mills' economy. You worry about Rick Cuba's economy. You worry about Curtis Evans' economy. You worry about Jackie Black's economy. You're going to be concerned about your economy, and the big economy may be terrible. It probably will be if you got a ton of people coming in left and right, right and left. You don't know who they are. There's a lot of people out there that's concerned about what's going on. They're not comfortable. And so when those times come up, don't despair. I want you to go to work and show them a plan. However, you pick them, show them a plan. I got a QR code I use, but show a plan. And remember, don't be shy to engage people you don't know, because the people you don't know people you don't know. So don't despair about your brother, sister, uncle, aunt, and those folks. So what is your story? What is your story going to be like? Now, last night I was pulling for a particular team in the Super Bowl, and they couldn't do anything. I can mention no names. I don't want to talk about it. They couldn't do one thing. I mean, they're a superb team. Everybody knows about them. They came out and got hit with a baseball bat. And I'm going to tell you now, they weren't playing baseball, okay? But during that show, I was interested in one thing. Sorry. I was interested in one thing, and that was a commercial that came on. And so I'm going to play that commercial from the Super Bowl last night, and it means something to you. So I'm going to play it to you like I always do. It's only a short commercial, and then I'm going to show you how to put it together. But the commercial is going to mean something to you, because what he says is freedom is not what? Free. Freedom is not free. So when we talk about being free, let me tell you what freedom means. Ultimately, freedom means. Freedom means every month in the mail, you have a big, fat, what? Juicy residual check. You're free. And it's not a residual check built around the government, which I'm old enough now to get a residual check, a small residual check from the government. But that we're finding out now that something can happen to that anytime. Okay. In fact, the money that's going into Social Security right now, everybody that pays into Social Security right now, that money goes out next month. It's used to pay people the next month. You think you build a big account up and you're going in to get your money out. The government's already used your money. Right now, every dollar that goes into Social Security goes out the next month to people that are trying to get Social Security. So they think they're going to be able to keep it around for another 5, 8, 9 years, something like that. I can't remember what the number is, but 2035, some big things are going to happen. So you're going to have a whole lot of people looking at residual income. They're going to be coming at you. And you're going to have proof that residual income works. You won't be just talking about it. You'll have proof of a $3, $4, $5, $8, $10, $15, $20,000 residual check. And they're going to say, what? How? When? So how do we get that big check? We got to share this business with other people. But first, I want to show you a short video, actually 3 of them, and 2 of them rather. I'm not very good at this, so you guys got to hold on. Let me see if I can share. Okay, share. Hold on. Share. All righty. And sound. Okay. And I got to find the video. Okay, I think this is it right here. Yep. And here we go. I hope you guys can see this. Oh God, this is me again. Come on, y'all. Come on, Curtis. Come on. I want to show them share. Okay, go. Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Can everybody see that? Now he's gonna be talking about the Jeep, but I want you to listen to his words. I want you to listen to what he's saying, okay? And think about this thing called freedom, okay? And that's what you're in this business for. You're in this business so you get free of the boss. At some point, you want to get free of the boss. At some point, you want to have your day back. You want to have your 24 hours back. You want freedom, okay? And you want it bad enough to go through whatever to get it. So here we go.
Longest thing we ever do is live our lives. But life doesn't come with an owner's manual. Might have been nice, huh? But that means we get to write our own stories. Freedom is yes, or no, or maybe. Freedom is for everybody, but it isn't free. It's earned. There are real heroes in the world, but not the ones in the movies. Real heroes are humble. They're not driven by pride. Pride is a terrible driver. Freedom is the roar of one man's engine and the silence of another's. Freedom is the ability to inspire. The most sacred thing in life isn't the path. It's the freedom to choose it. You don't have to be friends with someone to wave at them. We won't always agree. On which way to go. But our differences can be our strength. So choose, but choose wisely. Choose what makes you happy. My friends, my family, my work make me happy. This Jeep makes me happy, even though my name is. That's my owner's manual. Get out there, write your own.
Okay, very good. So are you writing your own?
It doesn't come with an owner's manual.
Okay, let me hold it a minute. There we go. So I'm not going to show the other video because I'm having technical problems on my end as usual. So hold on one second. Let me just get rid of this. Stop share. All right. So you see what he was saying there. What you're basically doing, Miss Jackie Black, is writing your own owner's manual, because life doesn't come with one. We get one. It's called a Bible, and now we're not even reading it. Okay. So we come in with the owner's manual. Now we got another way of doing this, and I love multi-level marketing because we can help so many people who just don't know what to do. I mean, you got to understand, most of these folks are lost. Now, maybe spiritually they aren't, but I'm gonna tell you this: financially they are. They are dependent on somebody to help them get through their mess. I remember Jimmy Dick telling me a story one time. Every time he shows somebody a business that he knows really well, he always says this. He said, because they always say the same thing. Well, Jimmy, let me think about it. They always say, Jimmy, let me think about this. Okay. And Jimmy says, you got to get back in their face if you know them well. He said, get back in their face. And this is what he would tell them. I remember this like yesterday. It worked for me. He'd tell them just like this. Bo, your best thinking got you in the mess you're in now. Your best thinking. He said, you don't know how to think. Your best thinking got you in the mess you're in now. I'm the smartest guy you know. You need to be doing this because I'm doing it. Now, there are people in your life that you got to come back at them. They're throwing a block in front of you. They don't have a plan for financial freedom. They do not have a plan. So here, I'm going to say it again. Your best thinking got you in the mess you're in now. You bought a car that you shouldn't have bought. You bought a house you shouldn't have bought. You married somebody you shouldn't have married. You spent some money on a vacation you shouldn't have spent it on. Okay? Your best thinking got you in the mess you're in now. So he says he stops and he says, listen, you need to be doing this because I'm doing it. Okay? Let's get started. Okay, now you can't tell strangers that, okay, because you might get hit. But people you can mention that. You know them very well. I'm putting a team together and I want you on my team. Let's get started. Okay? I don't have the money. Let's go borrow the money. Go to a finance company. Go somewhere, get $324 and let's get started. Because if they don't, if they're 50 years old, 30 years old, 80 years old, and they don't have $324, they probably ain't gonna ever have it. Okay? So whatever thinking they're doing, it ain't working. They don't have $324. So what we want to do is show them how to do this. Now, this month right here, this month that we're in, we have something called ETL and ETL Plus. Okay. So if you out there and get 5 customers and put them in the system, you're going to get paid for the first 3 customers. You're going to get paid $100. Now you say that's not a lot of money. Yes, it is. It shows them that it works. So you got $100. You get a few more customers. You got another $100. You do that fairly quickly. That should take a day and a half if you do it right. Now watch this. When you go to ETL by showing Miss Leela Lynch how to get started with the business, she gets started. You go to ETL because you have 15 points and she has 15 points, or your group has 15 points, you earn another $400. Okay? Now, if you go ETL Plus, it's simply instead of having 15 points, you have 20 points. You have 20 points. That's pretty easy. 2 Vivids and a home cell phone, you got your 20 points. And if your downline has 20 points, you're at ETL Plus. They're going to send you another $800. $800. So you can, if you get at this thing, get at it, the first week, you should be able to pull in. The second week, you should be able to get $800. Now, I want to assume that you already have a job. I'm going to assume that Mr. Bob Myers already has a job. He did this really hard one week, got it done. He made $1,600, $1,800. That's $400 a week. Who wouldn't like to have their regular check every week and an extra $400 to add on to their check? $400 plus your regular check. That's the promotion that ACN has out this month of February. They may have it in April, March, but we don't know that. So right now, we can show someone a pretty simple way. And I'll tell you with Vivid's 8 points. You're going to make money with the Vivid. 3 of those, and you got 24 points. And if you brought somebody into business and they got 3 of them, they got 24 points. Now, remember, you get $100 for each Vivid you got. Okay, so that's $300. You add a couple more customers to it, you got $200, $500. And then you got your $1,200. So $500 and $1,200 is $1,700. Now, you take $1,700 and you knock that out in the first week because you got excited and you're on your way. This is a lot of money in the comp plan. Now, I've been around network marketing a while. Somebody got to sell a lot of stuff. You get some makeup, you better be a makeup selling food. If you selling vitamins, you have better be. I'm not into sales. You better be in the sales if you're gonna make $1,800 in vitamins. Okay. If you're not into sales, you better be in the sales if you're gonna make $1,800 with what? With makeup. But these are services they already have, they already use. They use them every month. This is not rocket science. So remember, the people that you know real close have been complaining. Tell them what Mr. Jimmy Dick told me to tell them. It works. Because some people, you got to get in their face. They know you say, oh, you're serious. What they're going to do years later is they're going to look at you when you got that $15,000, $20,000 residual check. And Uncle Sam ran out of money, so they don't know what they're going to do. So your residual check got cut from whatever it is to a third of that. So they're not going to ever stop it. You just won't get what you're supposed to get. So when that happens, and you're walking around with a 10, 15, 20,000 residual check, going to be a ton of people are going to be looking at you and saying, why didn't you tell me about this? All they're going to do is blame you. Mr. Freddie, why didn't you tell me about this? Mrs. Sarah, why didn't you tell me about this? Mr. Jabri Clemens, why didn't you tell me? They're going to be blaming you. So get in their face now and tell them what? I'm the smartest guy you know. You need to be doing this because I'm doing it. Now, Jimmy told me he told us, go ahead and say that, because in his years of using that phrase, nobody's never said, you're not the smartest guy I know. They never said their dad, the mother, the uncle, they never said it. They always be quiet. So go ahead and get in their face and tell them, you're in this business. I want to show you how we can do this. Okay? That's all I have for today. I will turn it back over to Mr. Thomas. And remember what Harrison Ford said, the life doesn't come with an owner's manual. I never seen a baby born and there was an owner's manual that came without the shoot next. I never seen it. The baby is born by itself. So we didn't get in this world, nothing, there was no owner's manual that we're brought here with. You're gonna have to write your own owner's manual or go find one, okay? Very good. So I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Thomas.